Bro, my guys are going to carry me the entire season. Nah, bro, your guys are totally injury prone. My teams are going to kick your team's ass. Lol, you can keep telling yourself that. I'm just glad football season is back. Yeah, for sure.
Finally, my team is complete. After months of creating endless amounts of positional rankings, going through endless amounts of mock drafts, I have created the ultimate team that will be better than my fellow competitors. This might be a fun little game to you, but to me, it is my proprietary purpose in life to be crowned champion once again.
Hey, didn't you lose the championship last year? Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up.
Hello, I'm Brad Lasky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. The NFL season, it kicks off this week. But before it does, I wanted to make this video to go over all three of my fantasy football teams that I currently have this year. Now, I probably said this in the previous video, but I spend a lot of time on fantasy football. Probably way more time than I probably should as a grown adult with no full-time job. I know people look at me funny when I talk seriously about fantasy football. But you know what? That's okay, because they don't get it. But to those who do get it, and you are watching this video right now, welcome. You and your crazy obsession are accepted here. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to be going over all three of my fantasy teams in order of importance, be giving them a grade myself, as well as be grading them online. For Brad and editing, make sure to edit in like a transition.
First one up is from a 14-team ESPN league ran by my cousin with basically zero stakes, except winner gets a $50 gift card for something. I don't know. I didn't really read the group chat.
So I went into this draft very relaxed, not hyper-focused like I usually am in my other fantasy football drafts. But for a 14-team league, I do like my team, so here it is.
So with my first two picks, I wanted to settle in with a solid RB duo. So first, I got Alvin Kamara at the 111 and Leonard Fournette in the second round. I think Kamara's great value for the 11th pick. And Leonard Fournette, I mean, he might get less snaps this season because of Rachaad White. Some coaches are saying he might get less snap share, but I still think he's fine for an RB2 position. Third round pick was Terry McLaurin. He really was the best wide receiver available. I was surprised how many some went by quick, and I wanted a wide receiver 1, so I took Terry. He might be pretty good. I don't know. He was pretty disappointing last season. My fourth round pick, Lamar Jackson. I had a feeling quarterbacks were going to be getting very early, and I believe 4 other quarterbacks have already been taken at this point. So I was like, just take Lamar. I always make sure in my drafts to take either a quarterback or a tight end early, not both. You got to wait on one of them, and I decided to go early on the quarterback. So my fifth round pick was Juju Smith-Schuster. I think he's going to be a very solid wide receiver 2, probably the number 1 in the Kansas City offense as long as he's healthy. Then I got Christian Kirk with the next pick. Very solid flex pick, especially for a 14-team league. He's very solid for the flex. Then I don't know what round I drafted Hunter Henry, but it was definitely a late rounder. So I think he's very solid for a late rounder tight end to have, because that Patriots offense, I have no idea who's going to be the leader in targets, snaps, whatever. So I like Hunter Henry there. Defense kicker, these are both last picks. But the bench, I honestly like my bench. Ramondre Stevenson, again, I think a very talented player within that offense. I think if they use him correctly, he could be very effective in fantasy. Traylon Burks, rookie wide receiver out of Tennessee. I think, some of this stuff you've been hearing from preseason, it's all kind of just, make-believe. I think he's going to be very good. Alexander Madison, handcuff if Dalvin Cook gets out. And I always keep a backup tight end, so Njoku if that's available. All right, so this is RotoTrade. It is a website where you can type in your fantasy team and it will give you a grade, give you projected win-loss record, positional grades, chances of making the playoffs, recommendations, etc. We're just going to use it to grade my teams. All right, roster has been added. I'm the Brad guy. All right, let's rate my team. All right, well. Oh, what? Okay, it says I'll be 7-7 and miss the playoffs. 63% chance. Outlook. You have a good team that should be in the right playoff mix this year. But Joey's like, meh. So, I don't know. QB analysis B plus. Yeah, okay. B minus. You've got a pretty good duo of starting running backs. Include a top 10 guy. Your bench backs are nothing to write home about. Wow, okay. Man's website does not care about Ramondre Stevenson. C. You've got a questionable duo of starting pass catchers that are at least includes a top 20 pass catcher. Bench receivers are nothing special, I guess. Yeah. Tight end B. That's interesting. Hunter Henry is good, not great. I agree. Flex B plus. Ramondre Stevenson is a strong starting flex player. Well, I'm starting Christian Kirk in the flex position, at least at week 1. So it's recommendations. Your team is a bit weak at wide receiver, but there are no real valuable trade pieces on your bench. You've got a good team overall, so it's probably best to stand pat at this point. I mean, you're only offered 4 bench players. Like, what much can you do? It's a 14-team league. I mean, overall, I think a just realistic grade, I would give it a B plus. Like, I got a good quarterback, good RB duo. Yes, my wide receiver 1 is pretty weak. Yes, my tight end isn't great. Bench, I think, for what I had to get, bench is really good. So I would say B plus.
All right, second one up. This is part of a 12-team league where we have 2 flexes instead of 1. This was my first draft completed of the 22 NFL season. I present to you Headass FC.
So this is Headass FC. So I started off with the 11th overall pick. Again, I came into this draft thinking that I did want a solid RB duo, especially with that draft position. So best running back available was Joe Mixon, and second best available was DeAndre Swift. I like this RB duo. I think that's going to carry me very well throughout the season. Third round, come along. Wanted to get a good wide receiver 1. Best available was A.J. Brown. I feel very confident having him as a wide receiver 1. I think him and Jalen Hurts are going to have a good connection. He's going to be the number 1 target there in Philadelphia. Then fourth round, I just wanted to go with just best available player, and I thought Travis Etienne was a no-brainer for that pick in the 4th round for 2. Then 5th round, wanted to get a wide receiver 2. Jalen Waddle was best available. He says he's questionable right here. I don't know if that's just week 1. I'm not too worried about that. I think he is Tua's guy. I think he's going to be a big security blanket for Tua and a good passing target in that offense, even with Tyreek. 6th round, decided to take my tight end, Dalton Schultz. He's good value there at the 6'2". Wanted to take a tight end instead of QB. And of course, and then coming into the 7th and 8th, I wanted to wait on QB, so I took Elijah Moore in the 7th, Damian Pierce in the 8th, and by the time the 9th rolled around, Trey Lance was by far the best available quarterback. So taking the chance on him. He's playing Chicago and Seattle first 2 weeks. Weeks 3 and 4, that's when they play much more tougher teams like Denver and Rams. So we'll see how good he is in those games. I feel like he's going to do pretty well first 2 weeks. All right, so I got my entire team into RotoTrade here. Making sure everything else is correct. All right, let's rate my team. Oh, what? Now Larry David? No. No. What? No, don't do that. No. All right. They say 52%. Same record as the other one. I don't know about that. Okay, D is harsh. Trey Lance is not that bad. Trey Lance is a pretty bad starting quarterback for a 12-team league. You have no QBs on your bench, so depth is an obvious problem. Okay, you do not need a QB on your bench. It is a waste of a bench spot to have a QB on your bench. There's no point of it. Like, you can easily get a QB off of waiver wires during your QB's bye week. I'm very choppy with my words, but I firmly believe that you do not need a backup QB. That is so dumb. Anyways, The rest of the analysis, let's just continue it. I think this is absurdly wrong. This QB analysis is absurdly wrong, but whatever. RB analysis. B. You got quality duo starting running backs. Yeah. Wide receiver analysis. B. You got a solid duo starting pass catchers. Tight end analysis. B. Dalton Schultz is good, not great. Flex analysis. A-, led by Travis Etienne. Very good starting flex players. All right, yes, I agree. PK defense, yeah. Depth. Bench depth is not very good. Yeah, okay, I'll get along with this like depth analysis. I admit that that's not even that great. Recommendations. Your team is a bit weak at quarterback, but there are no real valuable trade pieces on your bench. You just try to upgrade your team somewhere, but not be that easy. Yeah, you should upgrade your team somewhere. No, I think with this team, I feel like overall I would still maybe not B plus. I would still say B. My strengths in this team are an RB Dudo, a solid starting tight end. Again, RB depth. I feel like I have great RB depth, running back depth. With ETN starting running back for the Texans, Pierce, Rashad White. I like his upside a lot. But of course, AJ Brown, Jalen Waddle. I do think Trey Lance is going to be very good.
And lastly, let's talk about probably my personal favorite team this year. From a simple 12-team league, simple standard lineup, I present to you Daddy Brady FC.
For one, on aesthetics alone, I think this team looks fresh. I like the assortments of colors on jerseys here. You got orange, purple, blue, green, red. It's very nice to look at. Aesthetically, this is my favorite team by far. But yes, this is Daddy Brady FC, so let's go over my draft and how this team came to be. So I had the second overall pick. It was a toss-up between Jay Jettis and Christian McCaffrey. I flipped a coin. It was tails, which I had Jefferson for. So I drafted Jefferson, and I don't really regret it because I do think he will end the season as the wide receiver 1. So in the long run, this will play well for me. Then come late second, a lot of running backs were taken. I knew I got to take one RB, and I saw Javonte Williams. He was higher than the other running backs available, in my opinion. So with this late second, I took Javonte Williams. I like him. Then in the third round, top of the third, I was shocked that Travis Kelce was still there. He really dropped down to me. So for the third round, Travis Kelce is a steal in a 12-team league. That is a steal. I didn't really like the running backs left, so I said take a chance on Breece Hall. You know, I think he's a very talented rookie. Not a huge fan of the Jets running game in general, but I do think he's very talented, so I'm taking a chance on him as my RB2. And then top of the fifth, took the wide receiver 2 on a great pass-first offense in Los Angeles Rams, Allen Robinson. Then come to what I believe was the 6th round. It was when I drafted Marquise Brown. I think he's very solid, have it in the flex position. He's going to get a lot of receiving work come these first 6 weeks. Post 6 weeks, when DL comes back, I'm not entirely sure. But hence why I drafted Michael Thomas, because I think he'll slide in very well, especially later in the season. He's going to be very effective. Then I waited to the 8th round to draft Russell Wilson. I was really hoping to draft him, and he was not taken yet. I believe he was either 10th, 11th, or 12th QB taken in this draft. So I was very lucky to have Russ. Got that Russ Javonte connection. 9th round pick, took Melvin Gordon, very solid bench running back. And if anything happens to Javonte, Melvin Gordon will be a top 10 fantasy running back of the week, I feel. And then just took some other solid. Even this bench, I think, is very solid. James Cook, I like a lot. I think he's a really good receiving back. Rashad White as the other draft. David Njoku just to have a backup tight end. Tyler Boyd, a wide receiver 3 on a pass first offense. And then Tampa Bay kicker, Indianapolis defense. Entire team of Daddy Brady FC is into RotoTrade. The site has been rude to me with my past 2 teams, but I do believe that this is my best team. Rate my team. Give me a good rate. Hey, look at that. Yeah, Charlie. He's like, yeah, good job. Give it a good old thumbs up. That's what I like. Playoff chances 70%. Predictions record 9-5. Losing semifinals. Well, go F yourself. QB analysis B plus. Russell Wilson is a great starting quarterback for a 12-team league. No QBs on your bench, so depth is an obvious problem. I ranted already about QB depth. RB analysis B minus. You've got a pretty good duo of starting running backs, including Javonte Williams. Bench backs. Yeah, honestly, B minus is not bad of analysis because Javonte is a beast. Brees Hall should be a beast, but he is a rookie, so I can understand the system doesn't know that yet. And then Melvin Gordon, and then 2 other rookies. All right. Wide receiver analysis, A minus. Great duo of starting pass catchers. To have 2 top 40 wide receivers on your bench, led by Michael Thomas. Yes, I do believe my strength of this team is the wide receiver depth. Tight end analysis, A plus. Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. Fell to me in the third. Can't argue with that. Flex analysis, A minus. Yep. Yeah, I'm not surprised that these are both Bs as well. I mean, they were, I think in all 3 of these drafts, defense and kicker were my last 2 picks, so B is fine. And then B plus for depth. All right. Recommendations. Nice job. You don't really have any obvious weaknesses. If you are looking to make a trade, you might consider trying to unload Michael Thomas. I'm good. But yes, this is my favorite team for a reason. I think just as RotoTrade says, I think this is an A team. It's got a very complete team. You got the quarterback, amazing tight end, solid running backs, amazing wide receivers. Got to go with an A.
So anyways, those are my teams. I'm looking forward to getting back to the championship again, hopefully winning it this year. You know, if you're excited for the NFL season just as much as I am, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do want to make more videos like this as well, talking about football, maybe comedic stuff. I could talk about really anything in terms of fantasy, maybe predictions, but I don't know if I find that interesting to make. Yeah, because if I find it interesting and I can make a good video out of it, I'll make it, and I'm going to keep doing it. So hopefully leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. I would love all those things. We would appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Peace.